Hey everybody, I hope and pray that you're doing well. Today, as we come to our word from the Word, and today that word is peace. Peace. Now, as you think about that word, you just take a moment, take a deep breath, and just imagine life at peace, the world at peace. Now, as we also know, as soon as we think that, and sometimes we feel like we need to get away from all of it to be able to experience peace. But really, in this world that in which we live, we're never going to truly experience perfect peace, right? It won't be till we spend eternity in heaven that we'll actually get to experience peace. Well, I understand that, and that is true to an extent. But there's something here today in Isaiah chapter 26 that I believe would do us all well to really study on, meditate on, and just even really just think about and pray about today. That word peace. In Isaiah chapter 26, I love the title in my Bible that says the Song of Salvation. Well, I'm just going to look at one verse today, but as always, I encourage you to read the whole passage. And here's what he says. He says, "You will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on you, because he trusts in you." See, doesn't that sound like we have access to perfect peace now? But it's only for those whose mind is stayed on him, whose mind is fixed on God because you trust in him. And if you think about it, if you start looking at that the other way, if you go at it backwards, say, well, if I instead of trusting in him, if I trust in myself, then I failed many times, and so I don't know whether or not I'm going to succeed. So if I try to place trust in my own self and my own power, then that could be a little wishy-washy. And so now my mind is all over the place where I'm thinking about, well, if it works, if I succeed, or if I don't succeed, if it all stays together, if it all falls apart. Now my mind is running in every different direction, and now I am not in perfect peace. But if I trust in God, I don't trust in my ability, but I trust in God and God's ability through me. I trust in God's character, as we talked about Sunday. I trust in His omniscience, in His omnipotence, in His omnipresence. I trust in the fact that He is unchanging, the immutability of God. If I trust in all those $5 doctrinal words, but at the end of the day, I trust in God and God alone. If I then keep my focus on Him, if my mind is fixed on Him, my eyes are fixed on Him, my heart is fixed on Him, as He says here, stayed on Him, then He will make us be in perfect peace. You can have peace in the midst of the storm. You can have that peace that Christ had while he was on the boat when the disciples were going crazy because the storm was going to kill them all. He was in perfect peace. Think about Daniel in the lion's den where God gave him perfect peace in the midst of a struggle, in the midst of a pit. I believe Joseph probably experienced the same thing. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, the same thing. David as he faced Goliath, the same thing. Peter as he walked on the water before he got his mind, right? Just use that example. As Peter was walking on the water, he was in perfect peace as long as he was focused on Jesus because he trusted in him. He trusted in his ability because he asked Christ to call him out of the boat. Call me out to step on the water, because if you call me to it, I know you will make a way. And so Peter did. And he experienced perfect peace, the supernatural power of God to overcome any any law of nature and law of science that he knew, until he took his eyes off of Jesus. And then the perfect peace went away. The reason I focus on this today so much is because I believe just as Israel was able to sing a wonderful song about the fact that they could experience peace if they stayed focused on God. They wouldn't have to worry about trying to find help from these other nations. They wouldn't have to worry about the destruction that was coming to them and to the areas around them, because had they been living in obedience, they would have been experiencing perfect peace. You and I understand the mentality and the thought of, hey, we won't really experience peace until we get to glory, and that will be, extra perfect peace. But let's remember, we're already residents of heaven. Our citizenship is already there. So if the God of heaven is living and residing within us, then we have access to perfect peace every moment of every single day. So today, I don't know what your life looks like. I don't know what your schedule looks like. I don't know what what your calendar for the days ahead looks like. What your thought process is, if things are going well, if they're going terrible. I'm here to encourage you through the Word of God to say, if you will keep your focus on Him, if you will trust in God completely and fully, and you will keep your heart and mind focused on Him and Him alone, He will put you and He will give you access, and you will experience perfect peace. Wow, what a blessing that will be. God bless you, and I pray you have a great, great day.